Hello. Anyone who knows me knows that I am a die-hard fan of the acoustic guitar. I have never written a song or recorded a song without one in the mix, until now. As a gift, my wife gave me a YRG Gen 2 MIDI guitar, and it opened up a world of inspiration for writing and recording possibilities. For my latest CD release, Sweetwater and White Bread, I wrote and recorded my first song with no acoustic guitar track. In fact, no guitar track at all. With the exception of the 3 vocal and 3 percussion tracks, all of the instruments and sounds heard on the recording were created using the YRG as a MIDI controller into Apple Logic Pro 9, my DAW of choice, and its native VST instruments. I also used an orchestra metallic sound effect from the Korg M1 collection of voices. The Logic Pro virtual instruments that you hear on the recording are an acoustic grand piano, 4 string parts including a bowed upright bass, a reversed piano chord hit, and even a flute. The inspiration for the song came from a piano riff I kept hearing in my head. But once I began exploring the other great virtual instruments using the YRG, I realized the possibilities were endless. Some say the YRG looks like a toy, and they kid me about using a game controller for performances. But they are always amazed at the sound coming out of the PA. Thanks to Inspired Instruments, we have this awesome tool to take the music we have been hearing in our heads to the next level. So here it is, The Boat's on Fire.
It's on fire and the water looks deep and the smoke is filling the air. The water's coming in and bailing don't help, and there's trouble deep down there. It sure seems simple, fire and water don't mix, and the water usually wins. But it ain't working and I don't know why I'm in the trouble that I'm in. It all started many years ago, and the facts are clearly unknown. Someone was careless and burned down the house that the family called their home. Somewhere in the night, someone lost sight, snuffed the candle of reason out. It left precious little to go through the next morning, but more than a little doubt. Lord, help us to rebuild what we had built. Generations of toil and sweat, and to let go of what we can never rebuild, and never, never, ever forget that the Lord, He works in mysterious ways, not all of which we'll understand. And our fates are built on our free will, and that's a sentence to the ordinary man. Come from a race who sharpened spears and wrote on the walls of their caves. I hope we have progressed and can take our rest before we go to the grave. Let there be time to bail the water from the boat before we go under and drown. Let us find a way to make a better day. before that big old sun goes down. Lord, help us to rebuild what we had built, generations of toil and sweat, and to let go of what we can never rebuild, and never, never, ever forget that the Lord, He works in mysterious ways, not all of which we'll understand, and our fates are built on our free will, and that's a sense to the ordinary man.